Hey everybody, welcome back to The Way of Ramen. It's been a while, I missed you guys. We'll be getting back into making ramen soon enough, but today I just wanted to show you a project that me and my dad worked on a few weeks ago. So this is an aku, or skipjack tuna in English, or katsuo in Japanese. And this is the exact fish that you use to make katsuobushi, or shaved bonito flakes. So a few months ago I had this idea of making my own katsuobushi with aku, since it's pretty common here in Hawaii. And it turns out the process isn't too complicated, it just takes a long time. So this is actually how you do it. There are actually two types of katsuobushi, same fish, just two different products, arabushi and karebushi. You make arabushi by smoking and drying skipjack tuna, and then you make karebushi by taking that arabushi and inoculating it with a specific variety of mold called Aspergillus glaucus, then letting that cure for 4 months or so. The mold is there to suck out the extra moisture from the fish and make a rock-hard piece of katsuobushi. But here's the catch. If the katsuobushi you've been using this whole time comes from a bag or it's pre-shaven, it's almost guaranteed to be arabushi, which is what we're making here. And actually, arabushi is the preferred bushi for making ramen anyway, so that's what we're doing here. So I'm using a fish poacher to mimic the tools and the pots that they use to make katsuobushi in Japan. I got some water in here, then heated the water up to around 90-94 degrees Celsius, and then dropped in my fish very carefully. Then we're just gonna keep it like that for an hour, making sure the water never boils because that will damage the fish itself. After an hour, we use the poaching tray to carefully lift the fish out of the hot water and then quickly cool it down with an ice bath. And once your fish is cool, you can pull out any bones that were stuck in there, being careful not to damage too much of the flesh. And once your fish is bone-free, you're gonna need to get your smoker going. And did I mention you're gonna need a smoker? Well, anyways, you're gonna put your fish in a smoker and then smoke that for 3 to 4 hours. The purpose of the smoking is to drive out the moisture from the fish, so you don't need to worry about it like smoked salmon or anything. Just 3 to 4 hours, lots of smoke in there, get the smoke flavor as deep into the fish as possible. After 3 to 4 hours, take the fish out of the smoker. This was actually not 3 to 4 hours, as you can tell by the color. It should be much darker and harder, but my wife needed help with the baby, so I needed to go. But anyways, take your smoked katsuo and then get it into a fish drying box, which is what we're using, or some kind of netted thing, something that keeps the bugs away, and let it dry overnight. This resting cycle will let the moisture from deep in the fish come towards the surface, which then you'll smoke out the next day with smoking again. And that's basically it. You're gonna repeat this process of smoking for 3 to 4 hours during the day, resting it overnight, let the moisture come out from the middle of the fish, and then smoke it again. And you're gonna repeat this for about 4 to 5 days. I would like to note that real arabushi sold in stores is usually smoked and dried for a month, so we're not gonna go that long because it's kind of expensive to buy a lot of smoking chips and to do this over and over with charcoal. But that's the real way to do it. If you wanna do that, knock yourself out, but we did this for 5 days. Break off one piece. Pretty big, yeah. Yeah, didn't shrink enough yet. So this is what our katsuobushi looked like after 5 days of smoking and resting. It's not perfect, it's still a little wet to be honest, but it smells amazing. It has that nice smoky katsuobushi smell. So let's get it shaved right away and see what happens. And here's the moment of truth, and holy crap, it worked. This looks like katsuobushi. It smells like katsuobushi. It is katsuobushi. I think this project was a huge success. So these might look a little thick compared to the katsuobushi you normally see in stores sold in bags. That's called hanakatsu, and it's made out of arabushi, it's just thinly shaved. This is called atsukezuri, which literally translates to thickly shaved, and it's actually the preferred style of katsuobushi for making ramen. To be honest, the katsuobushi that we made is a little bit too wet still to be shaven that thin, but this is fine. This is great for ramen, so I'm pretty stoked. So of course I had to test out my katsuobushi to see if I could use it to make some dashi. So I got some water boiling, dropped in the katsuobushi, and then cut the heat and let that steep for a few minutes. Then I strained the dashi into a bowl and look, well, you can't see it yet, but look at this color. Look at this color. Are you not impressed? I'm pretty impressed. It has a really nice smoky smell. And as for flavor, it definitely had that smoky fishy flavor of real katsuobushi dashi. Well, it is real katsuobushi dashi. I also tested it just for fun with some of the Sano-san shio tare, just to see if it could work as a soup on its own, and I have to tell you, it's pretty damn good. So definitely something I'll be working on in the future. I think it might be a great base for some kind of saimin or something. So after watching this video and you feel like trying this at home, Dad got some tips for you. So the first thing was we didn't smoke it long enough on the first day. We cut it short because my wife needed help with the baby. So I would definitely recommend a heavy first day smoke, 3 to 4 hours, lots of smoke on that. We also forgot to weigh the fish before we smoked it, so we didn't really know how much of the water we were able to get out of the fish. I think real arabushi is under 20% of the original weight, so if you weigh it in the beginning and then weigh it at the end, you'll be able to get a pretty good idea of how close you got. We also didn't realize just how much smoking chips we would need, so we kind of ended up using a bunch of different smoking chips. I think it'll be a lot better if you just pick one and stick with that the entire way through. My dad actually did a second batch of katsuobushi after this, and he fixed these mistakes, and it turned out a lot better, as you can see here. So that's it for this video. We'll be back to making ramen soon enough. If you have any ideas of what you'd like me to make, please feel free to leave it in the comments below, or you can hit me up on Instagram @wayoframen. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.